Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Zap Talk. Really excited to have you join us today. We have two awesome guest experts, but before we get into it, I just want to welcome our co-host, the one and only Alex Zap. Hey Alex.
Hey John. Hey guys. Thanks for joining us today.
Before we dive in, I guess maybe a little quick background from each of you so everyone knows the awesomeness that they're getting. Clint, maybe we'll start with you. A little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, so I've been in the testing industry, for too many years. I would say probably like 26, no, close to 30 years now. So currently a free agent, but work with various software companies across the board. So many of them that you've heard of. So been in test automation, also working with AI and just, been around the block. Really glad to be here. Definitely an area that I'm very passionate about. And looking forward to talking with you guys.
And how about you, Jason?
Yeah.
Hey, kind of similar thing. I think it's 30 years. So I'm going to just peg myself, my age at that. Long time actual worker, be sysadmin, jack of all trades, architect, and got into sales about 18 years ago. And I've been working in that space ever since then, working really with virtualization, automation, and now AI. Although dipped over a lot into centers of excellence, quality testing, all of that, continuous delivery and integration, the entire enchilada as it gets made and delivered to the populace vis-a-vis cloud and now AI, providing the garnishing. So I'm here to learn and to contribute if possible.
Awesome. So speaking of being ahead of the curve, Alex always says something before we start that throws me off. And what he said today was he wants to talk more about killing the consultants. And that was his big ask today of what we cover. So I guess the first question is, we hear a lot about AI tools could eventually replace consultants. Alex seems to always be pro AI, and I love that. But anyone have any pushback or any different thoughts on AI tools maybe eventually replacing consultants?
If you're still writing scripts to test software in 2025, you're not automating, you're just maintaining. ZAPTEST is the only automation platform powered by AI that sees your app like a human and executes like a fleet of machines. It works across everything: web, mobile, desktop, API, even test RPA, including the legacy tech no one wants to admit they still use. And you stop being the executive fighting fires and become the one scaling transformation like a beast. Click to see how ZAPTEST puts QA on autopilot and makes you the category king of automation.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, and I agree with it, in terms of you start looking at the future of AI, specifically agentic AI, and what they're going to do. What we need to get away from is there are a lot of consulting firms where you get guys that are it's just billable hours, right? And you have a lot of times where they're really just, sucking up the funds of projects where they could be expanding and doing more. So I think what you're going to see with the evolution of AI, and especially in software testing, is the ability of these solutions to actually develop and work with a smaller team that's going to actually do automation the right way. So I think what we're seeing now is that everybody's doing it the exact same way it's been done for the last 50, 60 years. You get a bunch of folks, you put them on, they're supposed to be doing automation, things change, they have to figure out how to use the solution. That person leaves, then someone has to maintain their spaghetti code that they created with their test automation. So what we're going to see with AI and the evolution of agentic AI, especially with context engineering, is going to simplify that. So what we're going to see is just a total sea change in terms of how testing is done with AI. And corporations can save a ton of money and have to waste all this money with an army of consultants that are really just sucking up revenue that could be used for so many other things. So that's how I see it. I totally agree with that 100%.
Yeah. First off, I largely agree with Glenn. I'm not just going to lean on this from In a former life, I was a managing client principal for HP's professional services. So when I look at that, and that was a long time ago, and most consulting is about the same. That's what I've largely, worked with customers and matched good expertise from companies like Zap with customers with problems that could be solved, and mix and mesh that, both in enterprise companies selling software, but also, working for boutique cloud consulting or automation consulting companies and things like that. And where I really see AI immediately hitting that is eliminating sort of the amorphous blended rate tier 4 type of architecture, types of things where we shuffle project management and soft skills and a lot of catch-all type of stuff. And I see a far more refined approach to consulting. So you're getting direct correlation to value spent to downstream results. And I think we're going to have far more highly competitive, but in a real way,